It is a pleasure to greet all our old friends at Kosherica and some whom we may not have met yet, and to remember the wonderful times we had on the cruises, getting together onshore and offshore, especially at a time like this when we have so much time to think. It is important to remember the good in our lives when we are challenged by some of the very disturbing and troubling developments and the ongoing challenges, and most of all, those that will follow in the days after the virus is contained. So we have to remember what is really important. We're reminding that Kol Yisrael Rebim Zebazeh, how each of us was concerned about the Jews in our communities, the Jews throughout the country and abroad, and certainly in Israel. How each of us looked for ways that we could do something, even in confinement. The acts of chesed, the remarkable demonstrations by young and old alike in sacrificing themselves, in putting their resources on the line, in doing so much good, that certainly overshadows the dark clouds of COVID-19. It is an opportunity for us to prove ourselves, to rise above the immediate challenges. They are indeed serious, and there are heavy costs, and we are very concerned about what will be the day after. But we also have to remember the tremendous resources, spiritual resources, human resources, physical resources that we can bring to bear. Because ultimately, whatever the challenges through the generations, v'chol dar v'dar, HaKadosh Baruch Hu matzilenu miyadam, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu rises to our defense and will save us. So I hope that everybody will look at this moment as a moment of opportunity for reflection, for reordering priorities, for thinking about what it is that each of us can do now and certainly later on, what we have failed to do, to think about our obligation to future generations who will look to us and ask, what did you do during that critical time? It is not the worst time in Jewish history. And I have to say that we have resources and opportunities to do good that we did not have in many of the terrible periods of crisis in Jewish history. We have indeed seen the rise of anti-Semitism even before COVID-19 struck. We are seeing it now where people take advantage around the world, new blood libels against the Jewish state and the Jewish people, when in fact the opposite is true, that Israel is leading the fight to find a cure, that Israelis have reached out to benefit Americans by sending medicines and equipment and releasing their patents, and America has reached out to Israel similarly. And there's legislation even to embody it, the cooperation that has been seen between the two countries. We know the challenges of Iran have not disappeared, even if they're not on the front pages, that they continue their nefarious activities, even at the expense of their own people. We know that there are challenges to our beloved Israel from the north, from Hezbollah, from the south, from Hamas, from all of Iran's agents, and from other forces of extremism in the region. And we know here at home we will face serious challenges, the economic dislocation, the social disruptions, the potential for actions taken when this is all over with people not finding jobs, unemployment continuing at a high level, the economic challenge for many people. So we as a community need to come together and look at how we strengthen each other, how we contribute to make sure that there are no hungry in our community and in other communities, how we can maximize our effectiveness and the application of the resources we have for ourselves, but to share with others when we are able to do so. There are many who are going hungry, who have not had jobs, who have to feed children that were otherwise taken care of for breakfast and lunch in schools. There's so many hidden challenges and so many hidden poor. So all of us have an opportunity now to really create a record that your grandchildren and their grandchildren will look back to and say, what an amazing people. Mi ka'amcha Yisrael. Chazak v'nis chazek, that each of us should be strong, and each of you should be healthy, and each of you should make sure you take the proper steps to protect your security and that of your families and community. V'nis chazek, but we will strengthen each other, and we will become out of this a stronger, better people. We express our nichum to all of the families who lost loved ones, and there are many. We wish a refuah shalema to all of those who are sick. But we also look in the long term that we will be a strong people, a united people, a caring people, that will be able to look back with pride at how we rose to this challenge and to look to the future with hope and fortitude. Thank you.